Hi there, Gemini, and welcome back to Bonneco Tarot. I am here with a whole new set of videos all around the whole blood moon eclipse and kickoff to Mercury retrograde this time around. And Gemini, you having Mercury as your ruler, this is you're definitely going to feel this one. But just from the astrology, I think you're going to do pretty good. I think that the astrological weather is going to support you more these times than it has maybe in the past. So congratulations on whatever growth that you have been going through for this last little while. So I'm going to throw back to what this whole eclipse and Mercury retrograde means for all of us. I have a number of different sources that I go to. Astrology King, Astro Mojo, Michelle Knight, and Aquarius Papers. And it's all of these astrologers that I have been going to for a number of years now that give me a great perspective on the global aspects of the astrological weather, but also for each individual sign. So the consensus seems to be that this really is about standing at the threshold of a whole new beginning, a whole new chapter in each of our lives. And so it's very much about unsticking what's stuck or breaking free of obstacles that perhaps have been in our way for a long time, where we've been standing in our own way for things that we haven't dropped, that we don't need anymore. Well, we're going to get shaken up. So if you're not feeling it intensely, there may be people around you that are going to be feeling it a lot more intense. Because everyone's at the peak of their own transformation. And so that's creating a tension, and we're all being tested. It's very much a grace under pressure dynamic. So if you want to have a little bit of insight as to what this particular eclipse and Mercury retrograde may mean for you, you think back to February 15th-ish and what you were dealing with then. And chances are you may be able to actually see the progression from that time to now. The things to watch for is Mars. Mars is, depending on the sign that you're in, is either really favorable or really testing. So, because generally with change, we need to be confident enough and secure enough within ourselves to push forward. So all of us are getting this boost of added confidence and strength and self-image and assertiveness because we need it. But because there's all of that excess energy, it means that we're also prone to going into the shadow side of Mars and taking it a little bit too far. Because we'll be poked and things will shake up. And again, it's that grace under pressure. If you lose it, chances are you're going to have a huge mess to clean up afterwards. So, and also the people around you, like I said, may be unpredictable. In Toronto, we just recently had a shooting, which was tragic, but actually kind of showed the energy. It was one of the expressions of the kinds of energy that we do have swirling around right now. So if you see other people who are having challenges coping, you're probably best to retreat as opposed to try to interfere or change the situation. Unless, of course, you're confident that you can bring those energies under control. Venus, so again, it's also a play between Venus and Mars. So where Mars is pushing us, Venus is softening. And so it's facilitating the rebirth of who we're becoming for this new chapter within and also in our relationship with others. So try to lean into where Venus is supporting you. If you feel yourself being triggered or pushed, or where you don't feel like you can be particularly graceful in a situation. So that's the sort of big picture look at the astrology. So we're going to look at what this means to Gemini specifically. This summer, we're going through three eclipses. There's 5 in total for the year. Pardon me, and that's why we refer back to the February one, because these eclipses are connected. You know, these themes are woven over time. So the eclipse that we had on July 12th was in your second house of income and values. So that's how you spend your money, how you invest it, how you spend it. And then this eclipse is in your 9th house, which is the house of learning, philosophy, wisdom, spirituality, major changes in your perspective, your worldview. And then the eclipse that's coming in August, on August the 11th, is in your 3rd house, which is what Mercury rules. So you're very much in sync with Mercury's energies right now. You know, whereas in the past you may have really been chewed up by them, it's much more working with you now than it has been in the past. So the third house is about communication, writing, travel, all of these things. So the other cool thing about the eclipse that's happening in August is that it's happening in the house that Mercury retrograde is traveling. So Mercury retrograde for you is in the 3rd house. So again, this is why, you know, you don't have Mercury in an awkward house. It's at home. It's for you. Everything is good. However, your communications are going to be more sensitive. You're going to have to be more mindful. Mindful. And you should also review really important paperwork. So it's that time of year for you. Other planetary notes affecting Gemini right now. Again, Mars is supporting your self-confidence, but beware of a tendency to take that into a more aggressive place as opposed to an assertive place. But the other thing too is that if you're feeling more confident, then chances are you don't have to lean into that aggression and you'll actually be more patient. The sun is also blasting you with creativity right now. So if you're an artist, you can really take advantage of these energies, especially. And because Mercury is at home with you, it's all in sync. There's probably other astrological aspects in terms of these relationships that I don't know the terms of. But Mercury is bringing clarity to your thinking. So you've got all this creativity bursting out of you. You've got Mercury bringing clarity to your thinking. All you really have to do is watch out for Mars and realize that Mars is there to support you in feeling confident, not it to support you in being more aggressive. So use your articulate nature to get through whatever challenges Mercury retrograde sets in front of you. Just keep an eye on how you speak to people, which is pretty good, I'd say. So I'm going to do 2 tarot spreads based on the eclipse and Mercury retrograde, a full Celtic card spread or Celtic cross spread for the eclipse, and then a 3-card spread for Mercury retrograde. So let's get into it and see what additional insights we can get into Gemini's experience of the blood moon eclipse and Mercury retrograde in your 3rd house. So what can we expect for Gemini for this eclipse, July 27th? What can we expect for Gemini tomorrow, July 27th, for this eclipse? What can we expect for Gemini? Six of Pentacles is coming up in almost every reading. All right. So, Gemini. So, this eclipse is happening in your 9th house. So, that's your house of philosophies, worldview, wisdom, and learning and spirituality. It's a very esoteric house. And so you're feeling a little bit of anxiety around that. I'm trying to... your obstacle is the Seven of Pentacles. So it's possible that you've been planting seeds in areas of your life and there's been a definitive ending of some sort, perhaps even a death. And in the recent past, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is something big change. So Taurus, I also noticed when I did Taurus's reading that it felt very much like Taurus has crossed their threshold. So it's possible that you have as well. And you've experienced a huge change. And now, what's crowning you is the Two of Cups. So, a loving relationship. This card is probably interpreted by most readers as being the one most about true love in the most pure sense between two people. And then you've got the King of Pentacles in your short-term outcome. So Taurus got this as well, so you may be dealing with a Taurus. You're feeling solid and grounded in terms of your material life. You're doing all right, and there's been a balanced give and take between you and the people that you're interacting with. And it looks as though you may actually be helping some people out. Because somewhere in your environment, there's a lot of sadness. Maybe there has been a death in your family. There's been a few people who have decided that it's their time to go. Many of my friends are dealing with grief in that respect. So my condolences to you, Gemini, if this is your experience. In your hopes and fears, you have the Three of Cups. So there's hopes for a reunion, for good times with family, perhaps, in a lot of ways, when someone dies and they make their choice to leave, it's actually a symbiotic relationship to bring members of your family back that you haven't seen in a while. I mean, how many times have we gone to funerals and run into family members that we haven't seen in a long time, and it actually opens up a new chapter in that relationship. Your final outcome is the Ace of Swords. And so this is about the truth. This is about cutting away things that just don't matter anymore. And, when things end, it's time to let them go. And with the Ace of Swords in your final outcome position, you know, it's like there's clarity, big time clarity. And, you know, maybe the anxiety that you're feeling on the front end of this experience or in anticipation of it is just Gemini's natural inclination to think too much. So I would say, let's take a look at this a little bit more. Also, too, temperance is the hidden ground. So this is about calm. This is grace under pressure. Like if Mars triggers you, if somebody gets you riled up, you got it. You're balancing the contrasts within your own personality. And it looks as though it's a love relationship that's helping you do that. Or really, really close, pure ties within your family or friend. But I think you have gone through a significantly abrupt change where there's something in your life that definitely ended and it's done. And you seem to be standing solid at the end of it. And while there may be sorrow going on around you, I think that it's fleeting. It's just the natural process of grief that that comes with endings, and grief will pass, and you'll be able to move forward. And yeah, I don't really see a lot of really intense stuff other than just Gemini's natural tendency to overthink themselves into a bit of a state. But this is a time to do everything you can to distract yourself from going there. So there you have it. So that's what the eclipse is about for you, Gemini. Let's take a look and see what insights we can get into Mercury retrograde for you. Gemini, Mercury retrograde, July and August 2018. Gemini, Mercury retrograde, July, August 2018. Let's get some insight for Gemini. Gemini, Mercury retrograde. Insights into Mercury retrograde, July, August 2018. All right. So your first card, Gemini, is the Nine of Cups. Yay! That's the wish comes true. It can also be sort of partying and overindulgent and all that kind of jazz, because there he's sitting there with all his cups. But this is the wish come true. So this is what's under review. What are your wishes? Right? So there you go. And then for the best advice for processing the changes is the Four of Cups. So, I lay down the third one. So the glimpse for what's coming, the Star. Okay, so hope. going to be good. So, the Four of Cups, really? Is the best advice? It's so ironic. Oh, what's the background? The Emperor. So you were definitely coming into your own power. But there's something that you're not seeing. And there's something that you're not seeing about what's being offered to you or what has been offered to you. That, that you're focused on what you don't have versus what is always available to you. I have a cat that's kind of, it's not my cat, but sure. Sleep on my notes, I don't care. That this is there's something that you need to focus on the things that come to you that you're not in control of. A lot of us, we'd like to direct our own future. We have a plan. This is how it's going to be. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is what's going to happen. Right? And then the universe laughs at you and kicks you in the ass on an eclipse to say, let the universe participate in this. You don't know everything. And there's lots to be offered to you and lots for you if you can get out of this mindset of all the plans that you laid down that didn't come through. Because these ones are better. And you can't take that personally. I need that. Okay. So, there may be something lost in translation, because this Mercury retrograde for you is about the third house, which is about communication and travel and all of that sort of thing. So you may actually be missing clues in your communications with others, where other people are actually trying to offer you opportunities, but because you're so set on what you thought was coming to you, that you're not seeing outside the box. So, but ultimately, you got it. Like, there's lots to look forward to. And you don't have to be the one to figure it all out. You can surrender to the process. You can surrender to the energy that's around you, which is actually going to put you in a greater state of empowerment. If there's a book that I've had, and it's about synchronicity in leadership and how important it is as a leader to allow the timing of synchronicity to work with you as you proceed in business. You have to allow things that you can't see to participate and allow energies to work their magic over a period of time, like 3 weeks or so, which is how long Mercury retrograde takes, so that you can take action once the Mercury retrograde period is over with the utmost of confidence. All right? So, thank you, Gemini. Please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Please feel free to comment if any of this resonated for you. If it didn't resonate for you, then it's probably not for you. These are all general readings, and I'm sure you heard from many other tarot readers on YouTube that it's impossible for me to get it right for everybody. But through the mystery of energy, the kinds of messages that I'm putting here, I trust are getting to the people who need to hear them. So thank you for your support. And if you'd like to follow me on Facebook, I'm Bon Echo Tarot. You can reach me there for a personal reading, as well as I have, see, there's the cat. See you later, cat. And I also have a couple of articles on there. I will be adding more with regards to this Mercury retrograde and blood moon eclipse. And so I'll see you around and next time.